Welcome to the platform of Sin Biotechnologist Association.
I'm Javeria Khan, and the topic that will be discussed today is stem cells. So let's unwind the potential of stem cells. Following are the table of contents. So what are stem cells? The stem cells are the undifferentiated cells that have remarkable capability to renew themselves. They can produce many stem cells or even some differentiated cells. They are the source of differentiated cells that can make up tissues and organs of animals and plants. They can be obtained from bone marrow, adipose tissue, blood, or embryonic tissue. Let's have a detailed look on stem cells. There are four main types of stem cells: embryonic stem cells, adult stem cells, induced pluripotent stem cells, and mesenchymal stem cells. The embryonic stem cells are derived from the inner cell mass of mammalian embryos at a very early stage of development, especially when it is made up of a hollow sphere of dividing cells, that is, a blastocyst.
The next are adult stem cells.
That are undifferentiated cells found living within specific differentiated tissues in our bodies that can renew themselves and generate new cells that can replenish dead or damaged tissues. These tissues are used in bone marrow transplants and to treat specific types of cancers.
The induced pluripotent
Stem cells share the same characteristics as the embryonic cells do. These cells have been tested and arranged by converting tissues into embryonic cells in the laboratory. Mesenchymal stem cells come from the connective tissue or stroma that surrounds the body's organs and other tissues. Scientists have used them to create new body tissues such as bone, cartilage, and fat cells. Stem cells have some unique properties, like they have the ability to self-renew themselves. When a stem cell divides, it can be both stem cell and differentiated cells, or both more differentiated cells. It's important to control the balance between cell division of stem cells in order to get an appropriate amount of stem cells within a tissue. The next unique property that stem cells have is that they have the ability to recreate functional tissues. They can give rise to all of the differentiated cells in the bodies, such as heart muscles, blood muscles, and nerve cells, even though they themselves are undifferentiated. Stem cells themselves do not have any single purpose but are important for several reasons. For example, many stem cells can take on the role of any type of cells, and they can regenerate damaged tissues under the right conditions. It has the potential to save lives by repairing wounds and tissue damages in people after illness or any injury. Tissue regeneration is probably one of the most important applications of stem cells. Cardiovascular disease treatment. In 2013, a team of researchers reported that they had created blood vessels in laboratory mice using human cells. The quality of these cells was as good as the original one. This type of technique can eventually help to treat people with cardiovascular diseases. For the next point, we have brain disease treatment. Researchers have already tried differentiating embryonic stem cells into many types of cells, so the results are promising. Stem cells can treat diseases such as Parkinson's disease as well as Alzheimer's disease. These can help to replenish the damaged brain cells. Another application of stem cells can help in repairing heart damage by repopulating the heart tissues with the healthy ones. This research is still going on. People with type 1 diabetes could receive pancreatic cells to replace the insulin producing cells as they have no more function in their body. The next application can be the use of stem cells in the treatment of blood diseases. Doctors now routinely use adult stem cells to treat diseases such as leukemia, sickle cell anemia, and other immunodeficiency diseases. These stem cells are mostly found in blood and bone marrow and can produce all types of blood cells. Next slide shows the sources of stem cells. People can donate stem cells to help or possibly for their own good. These donations can come from the following resources. One is bone marrow. These cells are taken from the hip or pelvic bone. Technicians then isolate these stem cells. Next is peripheral stem cells. A person receives several injections in order to produce stem cells by their own. Then the blood is taken out and by using the machine, the stem cells are separated from the blood and the blood again is introduced in the body. The next place from where the stem cells can be harvested is umbilical cord blood. This can be done after delivery with no harm to the baby. The adipose-derived stem cells are derived from the subcutaneous fat. Cells are not only useful for the potential therapy but also for some research purposes. For instance, scientists have found that switching on and off the gene can cause it to differentiate. This helps the scientists to investigate which gene or which mutation can cause which effect. Next is they are able to discover what causes a wide range of illness or conditions. Abnormal cell division is responsible for cancer. Stem cells also help in the development of new drugs. Scientists can assess how a drug affects a normal healthy tissue by testing on these tissues rather than testing on human volunteers. There are some controversies and some ethical issues regarding stem cells. For example, use of embryos for stem cells is considered to be harmful for both the fetus and the mother. Inserting human cells into animals is also considered as unethical for some religions. Next is stem cell therapy and FDA regulations. There are many FDA policies that should be taken under consideration when the stem cells are applied. So what did we learn today? That damaged cells can be repaired by stem cells as they have powerful healing ability. Stem cell research is still going on, and one day it is thought that it will be able to treat many diseases like paralysis and stem cells. Thank you.